Today on Monkey Life. Fears for chimp Gypsy as he undergoes a series of tests following a bout of poor health.
Spleen that looks grossly abnormal to me, and I would worry about some sort of growth or changes there.
Dodger the capuchin meets some new ladies and is an instant hit.
Oh, you got 3 of them.
And sunflower stalks prove an electrifying experience for alpha male Bart. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
I'm shocked. This animal is living in fear of its life at all times.
The park provides a home for more than 260 primates from 25 different species. Over the last few weeks, the primate care team have become increasingly concerned about one of the chimps at the bachelor group. Gypsy is 27, relatively young for a chimp, and generally happy, although he has had a medical condition that the team are aware of. Recently, however, he's developed a persistent cough, causing him to be out of breath after activity. The team have called in wildlife vet Nick Masters to check him over under anaesthetic, in the hope of ruling out anything serious.
So he's new to me. Saffron showed me some photos of how he gets these little, what we call sort of petechial hemorrhages, sort of on his tongue and his lips sometimes where he bleeds. Been tested for COVID already, but we'll repeat that actually, I think is the plan, because we'll be able to take swabs really, carefully, scrupulously this way with Gypsy asleep. Chest x-rays, general MOT, bloods, etc.
Gypsy was hand-reared at a zoo in Israel and arrived at Monkey World in 1996 along with 3 other young chimps who'd been smuggled from the wild: Hananya, Tico and Shamak. They grew up in the nursery before moving to what was Rodney's group and is now Hananya's. When Gypsy became disruptive, he was moved to the bachelors, where he's now settled and well-liked. The team don't want to put Gypsy under for too long and have opted to use mobile investigative equipment, which can be set up in one of the bedrooms at the bachelor house.
We've got portable x-ray kit that we'll take down there, so that means we can do the anaesthesia just as safely. It's a little bit more clunky, but we can take the x-rays down there rather than use the machine that's set up here. So it's safer. We don't need to extend the anaesthesia for as long because we don't have the journey time to get here and back again. We're minimising risk to people. And by reducing the anaesthetic time, we're minimising risk to the animal as well. So lots of good reasons to do it there.
Whenever possible, the team prefer to administer anaesthetic by hand injection. But today, Gypsy is not playing ball. Despite having a pre-med to make him drowsy, the chimp isn't letting Sean anywhere near him.
As soon as I got the needle in my pouch, he just shot straight up, and he's too awake now.
Not going to happen.
I
OK.
don't think we're gonna hand him
Can I have a
in.
look at where he is so I can see
Yeah,
in terms of darting how hard it's going to be?
They're going to have to resort to Plan B, using a dart, which is more stressful for all concerned.
We're not going to be able to hand inject him, so I'm just going to put what was in this syringe to be hand injected into a dart instead. Anyone coming with me, or I'm going on my own? Oh, doesn't bother me either way. Come and make sure I've got the right chimp.
You're all right.
Darting an agitated chimp is never easy, and as Nick isn't a regular face for Gypsy, it's even more tricky. A high level of expertise is required to get it right. Sean and Jeremy distract him while Nick takes the shot. The anaesthetic dart hits the spot first time. It should take effect within minutes.
And we know it's gone off properly because The cuffs come all the way back, so it's been in his muscle, he's got the drug, and he's destroyed my needle. It's a brief period of stress for an important procedure, that's how I see it.
While Nick prepares the rest of his portable equipment, the team keep an eye on Gypsy.
His eyes are still open, but he's flat out. Yeah.
Okay, he's flat down.
Is he? Great.
The anaesthetic is doing its job, and the team can crack on with theirs.
Ready?
Gypsy is moved into a bedroom that's been converted into a temporary examination room. It's a tight squeeze, and the vet team will need to work quickly to try to discover the cause of Gypsy's problems. The days are getting shorter, and winter is on its way. But at Bart's enclosure, the primate care team are doing their best to overcome the dreary weather and brighten up the chimp's day. More than 250 sunflowers have been harvested from a local farm, and many of them are being distributed around the enclosure. With only 16 members in Bart's troop, they're going to have a field day. Some of the chimps have already cottoned on and are watching from the tunnels. They've never had whole sunflowers before, so the crop should create plenty of interest and keep them occupied throughout the day. The excited group are let out, giving lots of happy, excited vocalizations as they take it all in. But first, breakfast. The care team have put out plenty of apples too. Athena has gathered so many she's struggling to keep hold of them. A hopefully chimp-proof camera has been installed to capture the chimp's reactions to the sunflowers. Leader Bart spots it and tests it out. Pretty chimp-proof then. It survives a good thumping. Once they've had their fill of apples, attention turns to the sunflowers. One of the park's original chimps, Buster, is the first to grab a handful. Bixer hedges her bets, chomping on the apples, having already secured a sunflower stalk. She's the oldest chimp at the park, and although she's slipped down the rankings, she's still formidable. One of the youngest chimps is Toprish. She arrived 4 years ago from the black market trade, via a zoo in Turkey, and is now fully integrated, and one of Bart's favourite ladies. She gives the sunflowers a once-over, not sure what to make of them. Many of the others are less daunted and are busy tucking in. The chimps often have sunflower seeds as part of their diet, but they're used to foraging for them in scatter feeds or finding them hidden inside bottles and other containers. They've never come across whole sunflower heads containing hundreds of seeds which need to be picked out. Chatter demonstrates how it's done, plucking out the seeds with her lips and teeth. In the wild, food sources often don't look appetizing and require a lot of work for a small reward. The seeds are full of minerals and nutrients, which can help lower blood pressure and cholesterol. The whole group have come together to enjoy this fiddly but high-calorie snack. They're not the only ones benefiting from the bounty of sunflowers. Brian's small troop are also tucking in. As are the orangutans at Twan's, although little Hujan is more interested in playing with a stalk. Back at Bart's, some of the troop have decided to finish their breakfast in the warmth of the indoor bedrooms. 2 large stalks clutched in his mouth, Bart decides to join them. The stalk clips the electric fence, giving him a harmless but unexpected jolt. Cindy investigates what all the fuss is about, but taking no chances and still hanging on to his stalks, Bart uses another, wider entrance to go indoors. Over the last few years, the park has been inundated with small monkeys in need of rescue and rehoming. The majority of the small primates Alison and the team have to deal with are marmosets, victims of the UK pet trade. But just over a month ago, Alison travelled to Kent to pick up Dodger,
Hey, mister.
a 27-year-old male capuchin kept as a pet and desperate for companionship of his own kind. Following a health check, Dodger moved in with Gizmo and then met 3 of his 5 ladies, coping well with the introductions. He's yet to meet the final 2 girls, Ginger and Sophia, but today's the day.
The plan really is just to open all of the doors. So the 5 that we've already got together, will give them the outside enclosure, so they'll all be together. And the 2 females will just be inside, and yeah, we'll just really open the remaining slides. They'll have all of their inside and outside space. So that's a nice big loop, and everybody can go in and out as they please, and hopefully it'll make it a little bit more relaxed. And they've just got a bit more space to get away from each other if they feel a little bit tense.
Dodger has adapted amazingly well to life at the park, despite spending a lot of time living on his own as a pet at his previous home.
Really, he's done absolutely fabulously, which is why we've been able to actually move the introductions on faster than we normally would, which just goes to show that really that process depends entirely on the individual and how they react to that new scenario that they're presented with. And Dodger's been so good. He couldn't have done any better. He's been really relaxed. If anybody's had a bit of a squabble within the group, then he hasn't really batted an eyelid. He just lets them get on with it. He enjoys a groom and a play, which the females are really enjoying doing that with him too. So yeah, everybody seems really happy so far. Kate, you can let them out through bedroom 2.
The excited group are impatient, waiting for the slides to open.
Get me out of here!
Female capuchins don't always love a new male, but Dodger is an immediate hit. The girls are smitten, giving him lots of attention. The other male in the group, Gizmo, doesn't always display the social skills needed to communicate with the females. When he does try, it sometimes causes a bit of friction. New boy on the block, Dodger, has set the girls' pulses racing, and they're following him everywhere.
Oh, you got 3 of them.
But Dodger has other priorities. It's food first for the new male, and he isn't keen on feeding time being interrupted by a host of admirers.
2 new girls, Ginger and Sophia, just went straight for Dodger. Lots of flirting, please give me lots of attention. And he was really good. He would just sort of like move around at his own pace. He's okay. He seemed a little bit overwhelmed at the beginning because he had 3 girls following him, which is quite a lot.
Dodger's lack of interest dissuades 2 of his potential suitors, but one isn't giving up.
Now it's just Ginger, he's okay, and actually he's reciprocating that flirting behaviour, so I suspect we might see some mating later. But yeah, it's obviously still very new and exciting for everybody, so give it like an hour or so and they should start to settle down a bit.
The final introductions to get the group all back together couldn't have gone better for the primate care team. Or Dodger. He's met everyone, and the now 6-strong group seem happy and content. His new life, with new friends, has begun. It's an exciting day for Enzo's group of woolly monkeys. Their new house is almost ready for them to move into after months of planning and building work. The primate care team are just putting the finishing touches to it, adding fresh browse and feeders to make the troop feel right at home.
We're very excited that they're getting this house, this nice new big house, just in time for winter. This extra space and room will dissolve some of the tensions that we've seen recently between some individuals in the group, and yeah, we're just hoping it'll just make life a lot more pleasant for them.
Their new residence is a wonderful upgrade from their previous home. The additional space will give the 7 monkeys in the troop the option to spend time together or enjoy periods alone, easing any stress or conflict.
Good boy, Enzo. Come on, guys.
With everything set to go, the team begin to open the slides connecting the network of tunnels to their new home. Leader Enzo is first in, performing his role perfectly, investigating and checking everything is safe for his family. Pakaya is close behind. She's an extremely confident female, and very little phases her. She's so excited to check everything out, she's left 13-month-old daughter Esmeralda behind in the bedrooms. Despite all the excited trills and calls coming from inside, Isla, Oriana and Enya still hang back outside in the caged enclosure.
Enya! Here! You coming in?
With encouragement from the primate care team, they move cautiously through the tunnels towards the new house.
There's Isla. Good girl.
It's not long before everyone is in the new large playroom, exploring and chattering away happily.
They've all had a good explore, and what we were really hoping to see is Isla coming in and using this space with the rest of the guys. So she's been in the playroom with all of them, vocalising, eating some nice tasty snacks. So yeah, considering it's a brand new space, which can be quite intimidating, a bit daunting for them, they've all come in and I think they seem pretty happy with it. Yeah, perfect.
Esme and her big sister Enya are thoroughly enjoying the large space, playing excitedly together. In fact, there's lots of joyful noise from the whole troop.
What a fantastic noise. It's all sort of happy noises and trills and everybody making contact calls. It's really beautiful. They are such gorgeous primates. And, you know, when you get the enclosures and houses right, it just shows that they are able to show off their beauty even more. How they call, how they communicate with each other, how they move about the enclosure. It's just fantastic and really nice to see. It's good for their health. It allows people to see them at their best. So fingers crossed for a long and happy future.
The Woolies are making the most of the new space, coming and going as they please. It's been a hugely successful start to life in their new home. In one of the bedrooms at the Chimp Pavilions, wildlife vet Nick Masters is about to give 27-year-old Gypsy a thorough health check.
Nicely down, isn't he now?
The chimpanzee has been anaesthetised, and to keep the procedure as short as possible, a temporary examination room has been set up, along with portable X-ray and ultrasound equipment.
His saturation is high 80s at the moment. His heart rate's 75, so that's okay.
Gypsy has been suffering from a persistent cough and has been losing condition. A recent test for COVID came back negative, but the team were concerned enough to ask Nick to examine him. The first thing he does is take blood samples, which will be sent to a laboratory for analysis.
That sample, lovely, thank you. Just gonna have a little good listen to his chest. Okay, all sounds okay. I think let's try and get these X-rays, shall we?
A chest X-ray may shed some light on what's causing Gypsy's cough and poor condition, both worrying symptoms.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to lift him on. That's it, good, well done.
Taking an X-ray in cramped conditions isn't straightforward.
Is this table gonna be strong enough for me to stand on it? It should be, shouldn't it? Let's try it, let's try it. If I was to stand and hold, yeah, that'll work, wouldn't it? Let's do that.
It's a bit of a balancing act, but Nick and vet nurse Saffron managed to take a number of X-rays of Gypsy's chest.
Okay, let's try that. Yeah, happy?
That's a chest.
That's a chest. That is concerning. No, that doesn't look very nice at all, does it? Okay.
The results are worrying.
We should have a nice cardiac silhouette here, but instead we've got this very mottled appearance. It's not normal, and I worry that he's got either some sort of pneumonia or masses in his chest.
An ultrasound may provide more information.
This is not normal. No. It's definitely not normal, and it's not gut. It's either liver or spleen.
It's not the kind of news the primate care team were hoping for.
Is that something that could be corrected surgically?
Not sure. It looks like a sort of grossly abnormal organ to me.
Right.
Certainly not. He's eating all right, is he?
On the stuff he likes, he will eat a lot of, and he does get a lot of extras as well, like peanut butter porridge,
Yep.
plenty of fruit, but yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I think we're probably running out of things to do here. No free fluid around the lungs. Liver, diaphragm all displaced very high. Liver architecture actually looks normal. Spleen, that looks grossly abnormal to me. And I would worry about some sort of growth or changes there. Okay, I think we're probably going to stop there because we've probably learnt as much as we can.
There's nothing more Nick can do at this stage. The team carefully move Gypsy into a nearby bedroom to recover from the anaesthetic. As they wait anxiously for him to come round, Nick gives the team a summary of what he's found.
His whole thorax is quite small. His abdominal organs are all sort of pushing right up into the diaphragm. It might be normal chimp anatomy, but it's not sort of familiar to me.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's got a big spleen. I'm a bit worried about that. So we'll get the blood results. But I think there's something fairly serious going on, I'm afraid. Something systemic.
Then, as Gypsy begins to wake up, he starts to display difficulty breathing.
Gagging on your tongue, aren't you, silly boy?
There's only one way to clear his airway, but going into a confined space with an adult chimp is dangerous, particularly if Gypsy should recover.
Bring me some gloves, please, Seth. That'll do, yeah, one of those.
With the chimp's condition deteriorating fast, Jeremy and Nick have no option if they're going to save him.
Be very careful what he's going to do. Good boy, good boy.
Gypsy has swallowed his tongue. Nick attempts to free it while Jeremy keeps watch.
Come on, bring it down. Okay, can actually move air now.
Success. Gypsy's airway is freed and he can start to breathe normally. After a few minutes, he begins to come round.
Why is nothing ever simple with you? Eh?
The team will keep a very close eye on the chimp's recovery while they wait for Nick to check the x-rays and ultrasound in more detail. But they'll need to wait for the blood test results to come back before any decisions are made about Gypsy's future. Next time on Monkey Life. A health check for newly rescued Tama in Red raises cause for concern.
There's been some sort of traumatic incident that's just slightly dislocated her knee.
And a sticky treat of porridge and cranberries for the chimps.